we are back with another episode of the Project E30 Barn Find. It's officially 2025, which means we only have 283 days left to complete this car. And as you can see, we still got a lot to go. Today we have a few tings I'm trying to knock out and take care of. I want to start by ripping out the harness. As you guys saw in the last video, completely gutted the entire E30. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. So, as you guys may know, I'm swapping this car. I'm gonna simplify the entire chassis harness because there's a lot of things and a lot of features that I won't be using. And I'm gonna start removing the harness from the back of the car, and I'll work my way through the car, out through the engine bay. There's a hole right under here, under the fuse box that goes underneath the dashboard here. Right there, a little grommet down there that I'll be able to pop all this wiring through and pop all this out. So, enough talking. Let's get to removing this wiring harness. So we're gonna start by removing the chassis harness from the vehicle. We're gonna start in the rear of the car. We're gonna start on the passenger side, starting with the gas hatch release cable and wrapping our way around, taking out both tail lights, the marker lights associated with each end, and removing all the rest of the wiring from underneath the rear cowl here. As you wrap around to the driver's side of the car, you'll get to the antenna motor, the components associated with it, and the antenna, and then we'll work our way into the cabin. So, as you can see, we've completely removed all the wiring harness from the rear of the vehicle. We pulled it through the grommet. Now all we have to do is disconnect here for the defrosters and run the speaker wiring from the passenger side over to the driver's side, and we'll be able to pull the rest of this loom down and follow it up to the driver's side of the vehicle and out the firewall. So in the last clip, you can see that we have the entire chassis harness laid out. We got it all out from the rear section here. We still have the ground running through, and then we have to deal with this stuff. But It's getting kind of late and I'm getting tired, so I'll continue this in the next clip and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it's the next day. As you saw in the last clip, we managed to get the wiring harness through the chassis from the rear end all the way to the firewall. The next big step is going to be able to get this through the firewall. In order to do that, we have to take care of some of this spaghetti that was underneath of the dash itself when we removed it. This is going to consist of your fog light switch, ABS module, cruise control module, ignition switch, and some other components. Now, before we do that, I want to address this wiring loom that goes up the A-pillar and across the windshield. That's going to attach to the onboard computer and sunroof motor. Now, as you guys know, I'm deleting the sunroof in this car, so I won't need any of the components attached to that. So we're going to have to pull all of that out as well. So today will be interesting. I'm going to throw you guys on a tripod, and I'll see you in the next clip.
You should go now. Run. I want to leave you here. We can run together. Listen, if we run together, they will shoot us from behind. We will die. So, why should not you here? They will kill you. So, don't worry about me. I'm your husband. I want you to promise me to survive. To take the message for our country.
So as you saw in the last clip, we actually managed to get everything with the wiring harness completely removed from the inside. Everything's laid out nice and neat and ready to go through the firewall. Now, what we have to do next, I'm not sure if you have to remove it, but every time I've done it, I do. I'm gonna go ahead and start removing all the components out of the engine bay. So we're gonna start with the fuse box. We're gonna undo the fuse box, the brake master cylinder, all the power steering lines, ABS, and remove everything across the front end, and the whole wiring harness should come out very seamless. So I'll catch you guys in the next clip.
Day 3.
So as explained in the last clip, I told you guys I have to remove some of the stuff out of the engine bay to get the harness out. I'm gonna be starting on the driver's side just because it makes the most sense, because the harness comes through the driver's side of the chassis, and get the rest of that stuff out. And then at the end of it, we should have a nice and clean engine bay with no harness, no components, and we'll be able to get this thing one step closer to paint and body. with the harness. We got everything removed. The entire car is completely gutted. There's no longer a chassis harness, and then we even removed the engine harness in the process. It actually was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. The only hard part was just getting some of the bulkier items out of the engine bay and getting the harness through the firewall. But as you can see, everything has been removed from the engine bay. That was a pain in the ass, but we got it done. So now the harness is laid out on the ground. Everything came out in one piece. Didn't have to cut anything, nothing tore. We laid out the engine harness over there, and we also have some of the AC components there. Now in the next video, I'll probably be removing all the glass in the car, windshield, quarter glass in the rear windshield. I'll probably also be removing the sunroof tray and everything attached to the sunroof. And we'll be able to start going through the process with removing the suspension components, removing all the brake lines from underneath the car, and getting everything situated for paint and body. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's a little bit longer than I expected, but if you guys stuck around, thank you. You know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned. This project's only getting deeper and deeper. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Only want me cause I'm icy and I'm pricey with the fist. You can see the way I'm shiesty, all my diamonds really glisten.